evening, viewers. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 and I'm Rakshita Mishra with you on this Saturday edition of the show. It's the first time that the Air Chief Marshal has made the revelations officially. He's put it on record, he's cleared the air. How India battered Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. First, we'll tell you the details of how many Pakistani jets were downed, how a record strike was registered, how Pakistan was brought down to its knees. Mr. Trump must hear this and stop taking credit, stop mongering for credit. Embarrassed Pakistan is already running for cover. There are more people who should be running for cover now. The Saboot gang. Unfortunately, that's just across the border. There is complete silence now from within on part of those who continue to cast aspersions, to create doubts about our forces' operations, about the country's leadership, the political will. The Saboot gang, does it have any more questions? Can they dare to counter the Air Chief Marshal now? Is there anything left in their tamasha? BJP has demanded an apology. Story number 3 will be on another big statement by the Air Chief Marshal AP Singh. He has said it on record. Full freedom was given to the armed forces during Operation Sindoor. He has said it before the world. He gave nightmares to the enemy, remember? And today he says very proudly that it was a dream come true. You'll hear it from him on the show. Also, viewers, while India continues to celebrate the success of Operation Sindoor, viewers, it continues to strengthen the forces as well. We'll tell you about the defense day, but first, we'll also shift our focus on story number 4 on West Bengal. After 1 year after the RG Kaur rape and Howrah, the protests continue, but Abhaya's parents have been detained today, and mother even alleges assault by the police. And finally, we'll also get you about the details of the clearance that has been given by the Ministry of Defence, viewers. Defence production has soared to an all-time high. So it's a big statement by Rajnath Singh. And finally, of course, the ground operations that continue in Dharali, in the flood-hit areas of Uttarakhand, viewers. More than 800 civilians rescued. We'll tell you the details. But first, the top story that we're tracking for you. It's a bigger revelation, viewers. Indian Air Force Chief, Air Chief Marshal AP Singh says that India's air defense surface-to-air missile systems destroyed 5 Pakistani fighter jets and 1 AEW aircraft, which is a specialized military plane designed for airborne surveillance and for early warning. In fact, he also revealed that how the accuracy of the damage caused by the Indian attack was calculated through satellite images.
We were able to get there at least 2 command and control centers. Chaklala, that I have shown you one of the pictures. At least 6 radars, some of them big, some of them small. 2 SAGW system, that is in Lahore and Okara. Then, of course, runway at Sargodha and Rahimia Khan. 3 hangars that we attacked. One was, of course, Sukur, the UAV hangar, the Bholari hangar of AEWNC, and Jacobabad, the F-16 hangar. And we have indication of at least 1 AEWNC in that AEWC hangar, and a few F-16s which were under maintenance there. Apart from these, the SAGW systems, mostly from, I'm talking about fighter aircraft, are from S-400. We have at least 5 fighters confirmed kills and 1 large aircraft, which could be either an Elint aircraft or an AWNC aircraft, which was taken out at a distance of about 300 kilometers. This is the actually largest ever recorded surface-to-air kill that we can talk about.
Panel of guests joining us right now. Colonel Anurag Shukla, defense expert, joining us on broadcast, and Group Captain D.K. Pandey also is joining us live on the broadcast as defense expert. Thank you so much, gentlemen. First to you, Colonel Shukla. Well, you know, we've seen this, I think, for the first time. Air Chief Marshal AP Singh is, of course, known for his plain speak. And he's always known for his plain speak. And in very less words, he actually speaks a lot. And today, you know, for the first time, we see a serving chief, you know, and I don't think so we see that mostly in by any other country, that a service air chief has come and on record and detailed operations. And also, this was a strike, I think, precision strike by the air chief himself on what happened during the Operation Sindoor and answering those doubters, those naysayers as well.
Is this to me?
Yes, Colonel Shukla, please go ahead.
Okay. Let me tell you everything. First, before why the chief was forced to give a statement, there has been many voices among the domestic audience which are doubting the achievement of our forces during the Op Sindoor. Though everybody in the media, and we have seen the photographs from satellite, we have seen the pre-photographs and post-operation photographs, we have seen the damage done. We have even seen the fighter aircraft F-16 which were damaged in the hangars. That was all displayed and it was given in a full media presence. Everything was given. Still, there is a very big uneasiness among few sections of the society which are propagating a agenda where they don't want to bring down the achievement of the armed forces. So this is the reason Air Chief Marshal is forced to stand and give the exact numbers, as he has been mentioning the number of the aircraft and the bigger aircraft, radars and all those damages which has been done and which has been given by the chief here. So we should understand that we are not here to count the number of aircraft given. We are to show you that what is the level of air superiority we had during the operation. During the first night and till the time we ended the operation or paused the operation, till the time we had all full air superiority over the Pakistan. We were able to bring down their each and every radar, their advanced warning system, their jets were also brought down, and all achievements are known throughout the media nowadays.
Colonel Shukla and Group Captain Pandey, please stay on with us. This is another angle that we're exploring. It's about IAF chief taking on the Saboot gang this time. He's spoken about India's Operation Sindoor against Pakistan. He's recalled the challenge of convincing the very own people of the country during the Balakot airstrikes. And that's why he said that the ghost of 2019 Balakot airstrikes have been laid to rest finally. That the forces were able to take care of that this time. Listen in.
In Balakot, we could not get anything from inside, and it became a big issue, trying to tell our own people, unfortunately our own people, as to what we have been able to achieve. We had intelligence of what has gone on inside. We had intelligence of, human kind of intelligence, where we had very clear picture of inside in terms of there has been huge damage. There have been so many terrorists which have been neutralized. But we could not convince our own people that, look, we have achieved that. But this time, again, a thing like this would have given us the same problem. But we were lucky, and we got these videos on the open. This is the same building from inside. You see the amount of damage that it has created, because all these penetration weapons. The sound is from that video. So they cause this kind of damage. Whereas from outside, you get a feeling as if it's just a small hole. So I'm very happy that this time we were able to, take care of that ghost of Balakot, that we were able to tell the world what we have achieved.
So there you heard, viewers, how the Air Chief Marshal has made it very, very clear. It's unfortunate that he has to actually come out there and say these things. BJP now, viewers, is taking on Rahul Gandhi, demanding an apology from him about his statements on Operation Sindoor. And of course, despite the proof, how Congress party continued to say that armed forces should not make political statements. Listen in.
मैं अमरप्रीत सिंह की बात को पूरी तरह से सहमत होते हुए कि हमने पाकिस्तान के 5 जहाज मार गिराए, पाकिस्तान की हालत खस्ता थी, तब तो ट्रम्प के कहने से सीज फायर करना नहीं चाहिए था और पीओके ले लेना चाहिए था। जब पाकिस्तान सरेंडर ही कर गया था और उसकी हालत ख़राब थी, तो जो बीजेपी का और आरएसएस का 1951 से या 47 से या कहा जा सकता है पहले का योजना थी पीओके की लेने की, ये चूक क्यों गए? इसके मतलब कि मोदी जी ने देश के साथ में विश्वासघात किया।
देखिए, एयर चीफ मार्शल साहब ने जो आज बात बोली उससे हमारे सवाल और ज़्यादा पुख्ता हो गए। महीनों से सरकार इस बात को छुपा रही थी। एयर चीफ मार्शल साहब ने बताया कि पाकिस्तान के 6 एयरक्राफ्ट उड़ाए गए, 5 उसमें जेट थे। हम युद्ध जीत रहे थे, पाकिस्तान हार रहा था, हम उनके छक्के छुड़ा रहे थे। तो किस दबाव में केंद्र सरकार ने सीज फायर किया, ये केंद्र सरकार बताए। ये तो मौका था जब आप पाकिस्तान से अपना कश्मीर वापस छीन के ला सकते थे। एक जीता हुआ युद्ध आप उसके अंदर युद्ध विराम कर रहे थे, ये बात आज सरकार को बतानी पड़ेगी।
So, Group Captain Pandey, well, we just heard, and it's unfortunate that, actually it's unfortunate that a serving air chief has to come out and make these statements. We do not see this usually in other countries. There are conflicts happening in West Asia, happening between Ukraine and Russia. I don't know how many times people had to come and count, the officers had to come and count the number of jets that have been downed, or what is the opposition saying. We don't see usually such statements coming in, but don't you think it was a pressing need to, in fact, address these people who are misleading the country, misleading the nation at a time when one needs to display full unity, when there are such security challenges before the nation, sir?
I want to submit 2 points. First one is, what were the objective of total operation? Operation Sindoor was absolutely focused on striking the places where terrorists were growing. They were looked after and they were nurturing their future terrorism. So that was the objective and we achieved that, number one. Number two, we have seen Gulf War, we have seen Vietnam War, so many wars we have seen, even Russia, Ukraine. Which country is officially declaring about the losses? In history, there was no country, because these are the operational objectives are there involved. So if you achieve, then those are things we have seen. Nobody is worried about because point is, then you will say how many shells were fired. Because you have fired 2 lakh cells, 20,000 cells, 10,000 cells. Why? How these numbers are important, or what is the objective? Whether objective or numbers, we have to decide. And political aspect, it is really painful when we hear that a focus, a good example of operation which future air warfare analysts will study for years, how a precise mission can be undertaken, how precisely and without any collateral damage air operations can be conducted. This is an example which you have set in the whole world. Now, having said this, I want to add 2 more points. What are the credibility of this operation? What are the main highlight? One is credibility of the air power during Kargil operation. Air power was restricted and it was introduced quite late, about week plus. Why? Because it was appreciated that it may escalate the war. While here, very first day, within 20-25 minutes, we have achieved the objective and we are told, okay, our operation is over. We needed to further go, but Pakistan, army, whole world knows they are party to their terrorist groups. They came in support of them, and then we were forced to react. So we have proved in this operation that air power is credible and it is precise if we handle it properly. Why I'm saying handle properly? There was no restriction. This is the main focus point of the total lesson learned. If point is any air power, when we conduct any air power operations, it demands full freedom of operation to exploit potential of your weapons, platform, and other things which are there with you. If you put any restriction, then results will be accordingly tailored. So having these operations in front of us, we can say that indigenous weapon systems are training, whatever training index is there, we have done wonderful job and everybody is appreciating. One more point I want to add, like Western media, initially they tried to degrade the air operations conducted by Indian Air Force. Subsequently, it was observed those writers, 6 writers, famous writers, they were pro-Pakistanis and rather they were proxies from Pakistani, I will say. And finally, then our media came and all imageries were shown to everybody.
Yes, sir.
And again, for Indian side, when people are talking about losses, have you seen any imagery, any proof, any evidence showing any losses or any damage to our country? Nothing.
Yes.
So how you are doubting? That is the biggest
Right.
question which really pays.
Absolutely. Group Captain Pandey and Colonel Shukla, thank you so much for joining us on this segment of 6 Stories at 6, viewers. Remember, viewers, we also bring you another statement by the IAF chief where he gives out specific details. He also talks about how the free hand was given to the forces. Remember how Rahul Gandhi on the floor of the House had claimed, he's making claims in the air, that forces' hands were tied. Now, of course, we wait for what Rahul Gandhi has to say on this. Can he counter? Can he question now the Air Chief Marshal of India? Listen into this, another statement.
It was a nicely planned out effort, and the date was decided. It was the 6th and 7th night, date and time, and it was decided based on weather, based on what pattern we were seeing across the border of their movements and their actions. And we decided that time, and we decided that it'll be in one go we will address all 9 targets. And like I said, Air Force was targeting these to the border, so it was not that we could do something with small drones or weapons of small caliber. They were all nicely hardened structures. So we decided to go with long-range weapons to keep ourselves safe from their air defenses, but at the same time, accurate weapons to get the targets while not causing any other damage to the areas around. And special emphasis throughout has been that there should be minimum civilian casualties who are not involved with this.
Now we were shifting our focus to West Bengal now, just a year after the tragic RG Kaur rape and murder case. Today in the heart of Kolkata, the police stopped the protesters, the procession of LOP, Shubhendu Adhikari and other BJP leaders as soon as it reached Park Street. Police warned the protesters not to move beyond the Rani Rashmoni Road assembly point. At first, the protesters tried to divert the procession. They tried to break the police barricade, move forward. That led to a scuffle between the police and the protesters. They were lathi-charged by Mamata police. They resorted to lathi-charge to disperse the protesters. They also went on to detain the parents of Abhaya. In fact, we also spoke to the mother of Abhaya who alleged that she was assaulted by Mamata Banerjee police. Take a listen into the reactions that have come in and the exclusive input.
ये सरकार नारी विरोधी सरकार है। ममता बनर्जी रहेगा तो आज रक्षाबंधन का दिन कोई डॉटर कोई सिस्टर का सेफ्टी सिक्योरिटी नहीं रहेगा। शी इज द मेन प्रोटेक्टर ऑफ द रेपिस्ट। उन्होंने विनीत गोयल, डॉक्टर संदीप घोष को प्रोटेक्शन दे रहा है, उन्होंने अनुव्रत मंडल को प्रोटेक्शन दिया है। ये साबित हो गया है ममता बनर्जी की सरकार सीधा सीधा नारी विरोधी है, अत्याचारी है और रेपिस्ट को संरक्षण देने वाला सरकार है।
इन्होंने बोल रहा है परमिशन नहीं है, लेकिन हाईकोर्ट ने हमको परमिशन दिया है शांतिपूर्ण आंदोलन के लिए और कोई सरकारी संपत्ति क्षति ना हो, यही बोलने के लिए ये बोले था। कोर्ट ने बोला था हमको 99 जन का परमिशन दिया है।
आप इंजर्ड भी हुए
है, थोड़ा सा उधर धक्का धक्की पुलिस ने लाठीचार्ज भी किया है, थोड़ा सा इसलिए हो गया। क्या करे, पुलिस ऐसा ही है, ऐसा सहना पड़ेगा। उस दिन 9 तारीख को 2024 9 अगस्त को पुलिस इससे भी खराब बर्ताव हमारा पर किया था। माँ ने पुलिस का पाव पढ़कर भी सेमिनार रूम में मेरे लड़की को मुंह देखने का मौका नहीं मिला था। 3:20 मुख्यमंत्री ने हमको फोन किया, किसी का फोन से, हम नहीं जानते किसका फोन हो, हमको सीपी ने फोन दिया और बोला मुख्यमंत्री से बात करिए। मुख्यमंत्री के बात होने के बाद ही हमारे लड़की का डेड बॉडी देखने का मौका मिला था। 3.5 घंटा एक माँ बाप को बाहर में सेमिनार रूम के खड़ा होना पड़ा। जिस दिन किसी के साथ ये घटना घटेगा उस दिन वो समझेगा क्या हो रहा था उस टाइम में हम लोग का।
অভয়ার পার হয়ে গিয়েছে, কিন্তু এখনো পর্যন্ত ন্যায় বিচারের দাবিতে আজ পথে নামতে হচ্ছে অভয়ার পরিবারকে। অভয়ার মা তিনি আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন। বারংবার তাকে বাধা দেওয়া হয়েছে, এমনকি তার কপালে পর্যন্ত আঘাত করা হয়েছে, যা ফুলে রয়েছে, হাতের শাখাটি পর্যন্ত ভেঙে দেওয়া হয়েছে। তিনি আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন, একেবারে সরাসরি তার সঙ্গে কথা বলবো। কাকিমা, কি হয়েছিল?
আমরা বাড়ি থেকে বেরোনোর পর থেকেই আমাদের গাড়িটার নম্বর পুলিশ ফটো তুলে নিয়ে সব জায়গায় ছড়িয়ে দিয়েছে এবং সব জায়গায় আমাদের আটকানোর চেষ্টা হয়েছে। আমরা পুলিশের সাথে এক প্রকার লুকোচুরি খেলা খেলেই ওই ওখানে এসে পার্ক স্ট্রিটে এসে উপস্থিত হই। সেখানে পুলিশ ব্যারিকেড দিয়ে রেখেছিল। আমরা বলেছি আমাদের তো শান্তিপূর্ণ মিছিল, আপনারা কেন আটকাচ্ছেন, আমাদের ছেড়ে দিন। বলতে বলতে ছেড়ে দেয়। তখন কয়েকজন পুলিশ এসে ওর বাবার সামনে চলে গেছে, তাই আমি সামনে যেতে গেছি। আমাকে পুলিশ এসে, মহিলা পুলিশ, কলকাতা পুলিশ সব মিলে এসে আমাকে ওখানে আটকিয়ে রেখেছিল। আমার হাতের শাখাটা নেই, দেখুন ভেঙে গেছে, কপালে দেখুন ফুলে গেছে, পিঠেও একাধিক আঘাত, এই হাতটা পুরো কেটে গেছে। ওর বাবা
লাল চাকা চাকা হয়ে রয়েছে পুরো হাত।
ওর বাবাকেও মারা হয়েছে।
কারা মারল?
পুলিশ, মহিলা সব মিলেই, সমস্ত পুলিশ,
মানে সবাই মিলে এরকম ভাবে বেধড়ক মারলো?
বেধড়ক।
আপনি তো ন্যায় বিচারের জন্য গিয়েছিলেন, অন্য কিছু তো নয়।
আমি তো এখনো ন্যায় বিচারের জন্যই এখানে কেন ব্যারিকেড দেওয়া হয়েছে আমি বারবার এখানে আধিকারিকদের বলছি যে কেন আমাদের আটকে রেখেছেন। আমাদের তো এটা শান্তিপূর্ণ মিছিল, আটকে রাখার অধিকার আপনাদের নেই, কিন্তু কোনো কথা শুনছে না, আমাদের এখানে আটকে রেখেছে। আমরা তাই
কপাল ফুলে রয়েছে, আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি পুরো এই জায়গাটা এই রকম ভাবে মেরে ফুলিয়ে দেওয়া হলো। কি দিয়ে মারা হয়েছিল কাকিমা? মানে পুরো পিঠের অবস্থা আমরা এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি। মানে এইরকম ভাবে মেরে পুরো লাল লাল চাকা চাকা করে দেওয়া হয়েছে। শরীর খারাপ লাগছে কাকিমা?
হ্যাঁ লাগছে, কিন্তু আমি থামবো না, আমাকে মারা হয়েছে।
দেওয়া হচ্ছে মনে হয় আপনি নবান্ন পর্যন্ত
করা হয়েছে। আমাদের তো
All right, viewers. Now, India's defense production. Quickly, we get you another story. Just a quick roundup. Defense production has soared to an all-time high of 1.51 lakh crore rupees this financial year. Raksha Mantri has called it a big milestone, clear indicator of India's strengthening defense industrial base. This represents a robust 18% growth over the previous fiscal's output of 1.27 lakh crore rupees and a staggering 90% increase since the financial year 2019-2020. Rajnath Singh also lauded the collective efforts of the Department of Defense Production and all stakeholders. Defense public sector undertakings and other PSUs accounted for approximately 77% of the total production, while the private sector contributed 23%. And this record-setting achievement underscores, of course, the growing momentum of government's push to self-reliance in defense manufacturing. Okay, viewers, so now we shift our focus finally to the rescue operations that are underway in Uttarakhand. As part of the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations in Harsil and Dharale, specialized Indian Army canine teams have also been deployed to assist in search tasks in coordination with GPR, the Zeva radar and reconnaissance radars. There are 6 canines that are currently on ground. Each canine works in cycles of 30 to 35 minutes. The canine teams have been actively engaged in search operations for the past 3 days, significantly contributing to locating individuals and supporting overall rescue efforts in the challenging terrain. In the Operation Dharali, more than 816 civilians have been rescued so far, and operations are still underway. Weather has been reported to be clear in Matli and Harsil sector, but the operations, of course, have been continuing in full swing. We've seen Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami also conducting aerial survey of the flood-hit areas, and the air and ground operations, meanwhile, continue in full swing. That's all we could pack in this edition of 6 Stories at 6. Thanks for watching.